it's not about age as in the number. It's about the life stages that you have gone through, the experiences that you have gotten along the way, the friendships and the growth process. That's what age is about. And that's the value of actually aging. So I'm actually quite delighted I am where I am today, despite what the big 50 is all about.
I struggle with a lot of things, Christine, but age is not one of them. Like Cheryl, I think to me, it's a number. It's a number that reflects just how much time I have spent, with friends, with family, experiencing wonderfully good things. But it is just that a number. It's a moment in time, for that matter. It's less about that numeral. To me, it's more about what you've done with the life, and I think purpose. Building legacy, those are things which mark time so much better for me. And, whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, I think it's about finding that purpose and spending your time fulfilling that. That's what's key.
So Edwin, do you struggle with age?
Oh, absolutely not. What I struggle with is the conception of age. What I struggle with is what people impose on me and others when it comes to age. That's what I struggle with, and it's not really a struggle, of course. It's I actually think it's funny, so I don't fight back. I joke back. I think what is most important to recognize are two things, and we've talked about this before, I recall. To me, age is a number, and a number that comes out of a birth date. And this birth date is a starting point of building up experiences. So I think what age should be replaced with is with experience, either building experience together with your friends and family or colleagues or moments in time, or it's experience that you've already built up. And what I'm trying to say with the last part is actually a very simple one. I know young people who are very experienced in certain things that certainly I am not. So I think whether someone has a lot of experience over time might just as be as interesting to work with, because such a person brings experience to the workplace, for example. I think we should consider both sides of the spectrum. So not above and beyond 50 as a marker, but also below, maybe 20 or 15 even. There are so many interesting experiences to share and to embrace that has nothing to do with age, but everything with experience. So I would go with experience.
What does age mean to you? Do you struggle with it?
I don't myself. I mean, it's always in the back of your mind, especially, 50 always sounds quite monumental, and, I'm turning 52 soon. So the last 2 years I've had some time to adjust the fact that I'm 50. My wife, Cindy, whom you know as well, she's, a senior executive, and she's approaching 50. We often still feel like, we kind of question, are we really 50 or are we nearing 50? It almost seems like it just kind of jumped in on us. But it hasn't had a depressing effect upon us. Both of us are still very active in our work lives or professional lives and our family lives, with pursuing personal passions, with philanthropy, etc. So we're very active. So because of that, I think we feel like, we're not quote unquote in our 50s, or we feel that 50s is still quite young and that there's still a lot of runway to go. So we look at it rather optimistically, and I think people these days are realizing that, that the 50s is like is the old 30s, right? You could still do a lot with your life moving forward. And, as the gentleman just before had alluded to, you have a confluence of experience, of capability that you built up over the years. And at the same time, most of us these days are maintaining relatively healthy lifestyles, trying to build longevity and sustainability for ourselves. And so we feel like there's, we can combine all our knowledge, our wisdom and experience, along with, what we're still quite energetic. So I feel it's a good time. I feel it's a great time where you have the best of everything in your 50s.